Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. We are continuing to take a look at the way that Flash is currently playing. Good news, he has become a bit more active on the ladder now, so a few more games to choose from. And yeah, this particular game was played today. So here we have Flash in the top left of Polypoid as the red Terran, and the blue Protoss over here in the top right. I do not know who this is. A highly ranked Protoss player. So a weird-looking ID. Yeah, I don't know. Net. I guess we'll just call him Net for now. It's probably someone that's well-known that just has a brand new account, because people tend to do that all the time since Remastered is like $10. And, you know, nowadays everyone can kind of figure out who you are despite the infinite accounts, so I feel like I've seen a lot of people making new ones currently. Anyways, yeah, hope you guys have been enjoying this kind of dive into what Flash is up to in the metagame. I'm actually really excited with the ASL round of 16, or, well, SSL. I will get used to it eventually. The SSL round of 16 coming up. I want to take a look at what Flash is doing to compare it to what we're going to see everyone do there, because a lot of people just take a look at what Flash is doing and kind of like, I didn't know that was an accurate depot placement. I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, a lot of people are taking cues from Flash as to what is going to be good right now in this metagame. So I think that can be very interesting. Now, what I was talking about with this depot, if this depot is up 1 hex, this guy won't mine straight. If this depot is here, if it's here, this guy would go like off to the side, then up, and goes much slower mining. You can put it here as a corrective depot and make it always go vertical, but it screws up moving SCVs around. So I actually wasn't aware that you could go. What is this? This is like exactly level with the patch, and I guess that it actually works there. That's actually really interesting. I had no idea that this placement worked. Generally, you avoid this block here because it screws up the mining of this patch. Anyways, you know, learn something new every day. Flash is going to scout his opponent right away here, and you know, this is going to make his life a lot easier. A lot of times when Flash scouts, we'll see things like just like 1 to 2 Marines made before the command center. He'll see if the Dragoon is going to chase the SCV and things like that. Unsure, a lot of Terrans just kind of split the difference if they scout Protoss first and don't see a Zealot, and they'll go 2 Marines and a bunker. But yeah, Flash likes to bring that optimization to another level, and you can see he's actually moving his barracks, which is hilarious, and he's got 1 Marine, right? So if this Dragoon pops out and just makes a beeline to this base, Flash will actually be in a little bit of trouble, but he's keeping his SCV here and sacrificing it very meaningfully. And here is like a little thing to think about here. Did he just... Yeah, he shot his own probe there. A little thing to think about with losing this SCV, because you might look and be like, oh, is it really worth losing the SCV? That's 50 minerals, and you know, the bunker isn't that expensive or whatever. The thing is, if that SCV allows you to skip 2 more Marines, a bunker, a Vulture, that type of thing, and get your command center started quicker, if you get 13 seconds more uptime on this, that makes up for the SCV. That's an extra SCV you can make. Yes, it costs money, but you basically have it back, plus you have better saturation for that amount of time as well, right? And, you know, let's say it's 14 seconds. It's about 7 seconds for a round trip on minerals, right? So, yeah, you kind of, like, gain the money back very, very quickly for a lost SCV in a situation like that. And you can see he has that bunker up and ready for this Dragoon. The Vulture out running around. And, you know, the Nexus going to be finishing. Command Center not that far behind. Siege Tank actually on the way. No mines here from Flash. So that's kind of interesting. And he does actually get his mines started. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense now. And he's actually producing more Marines. If you're producing more Marines in a situation like this, you're definitely planning a push. Looks like this Vulture will, in fact, get caught. Oh, my God. Is he going to miss this last shot? A little bit of a missed micro there from Net. So Flash is going to get away with the Vulture. Doesn't deserve that one, but okay. I guess he's got it. Dragoon range, as well as another Dragoon about to pop. Yeah, that Vulture gonna make it out, and there is... Yeah, I guess it was just a single Siege Tank and 4 Marines coming out. Now, generally, when you see this, it's just to push Dragoons back to get your mines down. And let's see if he goes into speed after this, because Flash has really been liking speed as a follow-up with 2 Factory. And he's actually sacking the tank right now. Which, okay, so normally you don't see something that looks quite like that, but I actually will say I think that that is actually net okay for Flash, even though he's actually killed 1 Dragoon and he's kind of going for a second one here. And he actually will get the second one right, but he loses 4 Marines, a Vulture, and a tank to kill 2 Goons and damage another. But more importantly, he reduces the Dragoon count a bit, and he gets some mines out in some very powerful locations. Now, the shuttle flying in, but Flash knows that it's impossible to have anything in here right now. He knows that this is a scouting shuttle. It's just in his base too quickly. Also, we have that Vulture speed on the way. 3rd Nexus found already here by Flash. Really already a very interesting game from Flash here. And by the way, this is as greedy as you can get from Net, right? He's gone 1 gate Robo, 3rd Nexus. So he's going Reaver off 1 gate. You know, normally what you'll do is you'll go 2 gates and the Reaver into the 3rd Nexus. But yeah, a lot of people do this style that Net is showing. But you can see, right? He's kind of slowed down here. Losing those 2 Dragoons actually was a bit impactful. He's not really able to come out onto the map and do too much right now. Brings his actual Reaver down. Has to utilize that shuttle to save the Nexus. Drops the Dragoon right onto the mine. I actually think that was purposeful. He saw that mine go down and he dropped the Dragoon right on top of it. Might not have been. Maybe he didn't see it. Like, it was in range of the Nexus, so he could have seen it for sure. Like, well, Like, if you want to land your Reaver again, it's okay to eat a Goon, or eat a mine on a Goon. Runs into another mine. So, yeah, definitely Flash doing a good job keeping everything low. Notice that he's kept his SCV count very, very close. And I actually wonder if we're going to see, like, a pre-legs timing here. Because this is something we've seen a lot from Flash, and I've been talking about a lot, is it seems to me that against builds like this, where they get that quick Reaver out, Flash has been trying to hit before Zealot legs are done, because Zealot legs are kind of like the big thing that end up holding the push for you. Now, taking a look, right, he's been making tanks nonstop. He's got 6 tanks at home. He did sacrifice that 1 earlier on. The Dragoon count pretty low. 4 gates up now here for Net. Flying over there with his shuttle. He is getting shuttle speed, but that is a little bit slower here. And going up to 5 factories. It looks like he wants to go 6 factories, in fact. That's what it looks like right now. See if he starts another one with this SCV. It's like in the factory location, basically. Dude, this is definitely going to be a pre-legs timing. And there's the 4th factory being made, right? So he's going up to 6 facts. Lots of Dragoons plus the Reaver out here, but they can't really do too much. The bunker actually empty right now, but it's actually okay to keep the bunker up. It actually does draw a lot of fire if your opponent tries to attack and kind of blocks the path in there. I think here, like, looking at this, right, like, this is something I've been trying to decode, where what Flash's patterns have been lately on standard maps is if Observer comes out, he takes a 3rd. And if Reaver comes out, he goes for a pre-legs timing attack. Right now, Citadel is done. He could have started legs already. So Flash should be moving out really, really soon. The one thing that can be scary is if there's some good Reaver micro in front to try to whittle that down. I think that there are ways to utilize the Vultures kind of tactically to try to minimize what the Reaver can do micro-wise against you. So yeah, you see he comes out here, he kind of eats that Scarab, sees where it's at. You can actually prevent your Vulture from dying if you just keep running a bit more, but very micro-intensive. Setting up this siege. Zealot legs actually just now getting started, so definitely a little bit late. And I talked about this in a previous cast as well, where in my opinion, one of the biggest improvements Protoss can do right now is hotkey this building and always get legs immediately. Because that's how you hold a push like this. Now, Flash leapfrogging forward, he's going to have to move very quickly. right? Legs could be almost done right now, just to make this really, really clear. His siege tank count pretty darn high at 12. More and more vultures coming down. He's got the 6 factories producing. Similar worker count here to his opponent. He's also brought 3 SCVs for making turrets and repairing. A single Goliath only, right? This is kind of key as well. A lot of these pushes had ranged Goliaths to try to pick off shuttles. Flash says, fuck it, we're going to lose a few tanks. We're not making Goliaths. The one Goliath is just so this can't hover over the army and do what it wants. So Flash continuing to leapfrog forward, right? Now, he had 12 tanks. He's lost 1 or 2 already. A lot of Zealots in here, and in fact, Zealot Leg's almost done, but Flash is almost in position. Drops a few of these Zealots out there, and it looks like he did end up killing that, that Goliath as well. But now he's getting up to the high ground. The high ground is basically position, right? So if he's on the high ground before Zealot Legs are done, that's kind of the place where the Protoss is going to have to trade very poorly into you. The Speed Shuttle's doing some serious work here against us. You can see he is throwing up some turrets. And it looks like, yeah, I love this move with the Dragoons actually slowing down some of the units coming out. Now, a lot more Zealots are coming. He needs to clear this immediately, this Protoss player does. He has legs. It's time to go. Yeah, so eat some of those mines. He's going to get on top of these tanks, so it looks like he will be able to clear this. One thing to mention is that our Protoss player only has the 3 bases still, right? No Gaspian Mine, just Gateways. So he's basically right now Gateway Man plus a Reaver tech, right? No Reavers right at this second. Flash just kind of fighting. We have the probe here in the bottom right as well, getting ready for that 4th base, which is going to be very important if he ends up holding this. Flash is kind of microing back against a very heavy Zealot composition. You know, when there's not a lot of Dragoons, there's just no need to siege. And you can see he actually is killing off these Zealots reasonably well. Oh, it actually gets that connection. This is actually kind of big right here. Ooh, very nice pick off there by Net. Net actually up 20 supply at this point. So Flash maybe with a slight overextension there. Continuing to produce these vultures. And yeah, just like lots of units being pumped out by Net. His supply not so high in comparison to Flash's. Now, what Flash is going to do with these vultures, it looks like he's going to rotate around a little bit, lay some mines, check for a 4th base. He knows that the 4th base has to be down in this general area for it to make any sort of sense. And in fact, he will find that pretty quickly. And the +1 vultures, of course, can clear a cannon pretty easily here. So he will dive on that. He might actually be able to force a cancel. In the meantime, that additional base going up for Flash, starting to set up. And even though his 6 factory pre-legs timing, well, we can say it didn't work because it didn't kill his opponent, but it did force basically this vanilla Gateway Man in a late 4th base, which he's actually forcing a cancel on here, right? This will be canceled almost 100%. And he's getting his own 3rd setup. So when you look at this, it actually did end up working out. Now out comes the Reaver. Can he actually get this kill? Oh my god, I think that the Protoss is actually going to save this. Yeah, it does look that way. In the meantime, the Dragoon's coming over, clearing out some mines. Doesn't look like a position that Net can really attack into. Even though he's up like 20 supply right now as far as army goes, that looks like a very tough position to attack into. He has saved that 4th Nexus, so I think he needs to really focus on that and just lots and lots of unit production. Mass Vultures coming out here for Flash. And looks like he might actually catch the probes. Oh, God. Oh! Well, kind of misses that there. There is a Reaver on the ramp. Is he going to actually try to break this? I think if you lay mines on the ramp, it forces the Reaver to target the mines. But he says, you know what, mathematically, I just have enough. We're going to shove our way through here. Whew. Actually, that didn't do anywhere near as much damage as I thought it would. And he's going to just barely kill this Nexus. Yep, just barely. Right as the army comes up here. So, very crucial move there from Flash. And suddenly we're looking at this, and it's 3 base versus 3 base, which of course is always going to be a really good position for Terran, and as long as they're not just about to die. 2-2 on the way for Flash. We have some High Templars actually out now, so Psy Storms can get added in here for net. I tell you, Flash really makes the game look so simple. The game, I mean, I promise you, the game, like, I've dedicated pretty much, well, over half of my life to StarCraft at this point. And it definitely feels like it's a pretty complicated game in a lot of ways, right? Like, there's so many little decision trees and so many different interactions and everything. And then you watch Flash play and you're like, wow, he really simplifies things down. But I guess that's what you get when you have someone who's the greatest there's ever been. Nice little storm drops here, trying to deny this 4th base location. And Flash actually does some insane splitting there. Insane splitting. And he will be able to clean this up. The Archons are not even going to be able to come out and hit anything. So those will get cleaned up as well. And suddenly Flash is up like 15 supply plus 15 workers. Well, I guess that's what he's up in, but if you're even army supply, you're in pretty darn good shape unless they're on carriers. And net attacking up here, once again into this 4th base. He's just going to end up losing everything. Just magnificently done there from Flash. Great defense, great offense. He's torn this Protoss apart limb by limb. This is one of the most straightforward games. It didn't even feel like Flash was... Okay, this is a stupid thing to say, but it didn't even feel like Flash was really trying that hard, if that makes sense, right? Like, it felt like he was shipping it in when he was over here with the 6-fact push initially. I was like, is he really attack moving like this? Like, shouldn't he be reinforcing quickly here and pulling back a little bit? But you can see he's just completely got it. I want to go back and take a look at this for a moment, because, again, Flash makes everything look so easy. So the first part that I thought was really interesting, he traded the 4 Marines and the tank, and he got 2 goons, right? And he traded a Vulture as well, and he only got 2 goons, right? But he did get 2 goons. And now because there's so few goons, he actually gets kind of free run with these Vultures. He gets to lay the mines wherever he wants. Whereas, let's say there's 4 goons, and he had his tank at home. Or even if he didn't make a tank and instead he had 4 Vultures right now, let's call it, right? Because he lost 1, the tank, and then maybe even 5. But normally what Flash does is 4 Vultures into a tank. Well, the 4 goons can actually be a little bit further out, right? Like, you block with a couple, maybe a couple are standing up here, pushing the Vultures back. You don't get the mines in this good position or something like that, right? So there's a lot of different things that there's like more play for Protoss with a few more Dragoons. So I find that to be interesting already. He sees the shuttle come in, and the shuttle coming in is a huge giveaway to what's happening. And also, like, I think he, you know, the observatory is going up here, so you can kind of time that out if you're as good as Flash to realize that this is shuttle first. But yeah, this coming in, you know, there's 0 possibility of Reaver. So but there's 100% chance that Reaver is coming, right? So he can just kind of prepare for that. Okay. So yeah, he actually just barely does not stop this probe from making the Nexus. It was like, if he had stopped the probe from making the Nexus, it slows that 3rd base so much. Right, and so he's completely ready for the Reaver. He's got 4 really well-placed turrets there. That's an interesting turret, my gosh. And he does make that single Goliath. And see, here's this pre-legs timing that we've been talking a lot about. I do think, again, the optimization of legs needs to be done by Protoss. But this seems to be like a real pattern for Flash right now, right? The early game has so many different openings that can occur, and we saw a slightly different one from Flash than what he's been showing in a lot of games, which is 4 Vultures with mines and speed. Instead, he went for 1 siege tank, traded for a couple goons, and then got mines and speed and put his mines around where he wanted, kind of keeping that intel up, and then still hits that pre-legs timing. And the thing is, the pre-legs timing, even though it does not kill his opponent, this is not a very all-in timing. This is a little bit slower than some of the ones that we've seen before, right? The faster ones hit with 45 workers. This is 53. So he's actually, this is a very good, this is a 2 base, but I'm definitely taking a 3 base economy. A 45 worker push would be a, I'm hitting this as quick as possible. I have no comeback potential type of game. So just the fact that he gets out there, right? And like you can see, it is hard to push through this. This is not like snow or something with the Reavers, but he still does a good job. He does Zealot bombs and stuff like that. And he's just forcing so many gateway units. So there's like a lack of tech here from his opponent. There's a lack of a 4th base from his opponent. Eventually he gets the 4th. It's very interesting to see the way that Flash is looking at this game right now. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed and were able to kind of learn something here. Flash seriously makes the game look so easy. It feels like he boils it down really fast. Where it's like, yeah, no, I have like the same workers as you, and you know, and the base is going to be like the same timing. So it's like, what? My God. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. See you next time.